My name's Brielle Smith and I am a pediatric PA. I, from a young age, like maybe middle school or so, I knew that I wanted to be in medicine and I didn't exactly know what that looked like, but I started college pre-med because I thought potentially I wanted to be a doctor and I really liked that. And so it essentially, in primary care, which is what I ended up going into, I can function very similarly to a doctor, so I can still diagnose, I can still see patients on my own, I can treat them, I can write prescriptions, I can order lab testing and x-rays and things like that, but I didn't have quite as much schooling. So instead of doing 4 years of med school and then a 3 to 5 year residency, I did 3 years of PA school and then started working. So it cut that down quite a bit. And then the other thing that I really liked about it is that there's a lot of flexibility within the PA profession. So we're trained across the entire lifespan. So you get infants all the way up to geriatrics in school. And so I really liked that aspect of it, because if I decide in a couple years, I'm kind of over being in pediatrics, I want to go on to something different, I would have the opportunity to switch without starting over. I think the average age of people in PA school is like late 20s, early 30s. So for a lot of people, it is a career change. You have to get an undergraduate degree, a bachelor's in something. And you can really, as long as you do your prerequisite classes that are required for the PA schools, you can get that in whatever you'd like. You also have to take the GRE, and then you can have that sent out, your scores sent out to the schools of your choice. The hard part is that there's not a lot of PA schools. I think there's like 230 or 250, somewhere in there. And so there's 1,500, 2,000 people applying, and there's 40 spots. And so it has just gotten to be really, really competitive in that sense. And so I think for a lot of people, you have to apply a couple of times in order to get in, which can be really, really trying. I will say a lot of people that I know who didn't get in the first time got in the second or the third, and they are now happy and successful. And so I would encourage anybody who maybe is feeling defeated because they didn't get in the first time, just to keep at it if this is something you're really passionate about, because if you work hard enough and if you keep trying, then I think you will get in and you'll be able to excel. So the PANCE is a 4 or 5 hour test that you go and take at a testing center, and most schools do a really good job, obviously, of preparing you for that test. And if you pass, then you can apply for your license through whichever state you're practicing in. And then if you unfortunately don't pass, you are able to retake it, I think up to like 5 or 6 times within a 3-year period or something along those lines, but most people pass it within the first 1 or 2 times. I rotated at the place where I currently work at the beginning of my 3rd year of school. I just kind of kept in touch with them off and on for the remainder of my 3rd year. And then I think it was probably like February or March, I had spoken with the owner of the practice and he formally offered me a job at that point. A lot of people, I think, find rotations or find their job based on their rotations, or they at least kind of figure out what area of medicine they want to be in based on their rotations. And then if they're moving to a different state or a different city, or even staying within the same city, I think the contacts that you develop as a student kind of can help get you in touch with the right people to find a job. I like that when I show up to work every day, it's different. I don't know what's going to walk in the door. It could be a wart, which will take me 5 minutes, or it could be a really sick kid that requires a lot of intervention and a lot of care. And so I don't know, I think that just keeps it interesting, and so there's a lot of variety and I'm never bored, and I really like that aspect. I have a patient who, there's 2 kids in the family, and I saw the first one when I was like 2 or 3 months into my career, and now she's almost 3. And she has a lot of kind of chronic health issues as well, and that family told me the other day that they were going to move to a different state, but they don't trust anybody else with their kids, and so they're staying here. And so getting that kind of feedback is just so powerful, and it just really puts into perspective kind of the impact that you can have on a family or on a person in their time of need, and I think that that's really cool.